Hey guys, Happy New Year. Happy 2022. This is a new approach to my weekly newsletter, the Purpose Letter that you receive directly into your inbox. What I am trying to do from now on is recording the message and sending you the link to the video. Why? Well, because the demand for more content, especially video content, audio content, increased during the last weeks. And I was wondering, well, how can I deliver more content to make purpose cultivation more accessible to as many people as possible? So here we are. This is the first edition of the new video purpose letter. So here we are in the new year 2022, and conveniently I want to talk to you today about New Year's resolutions. We all know the struggle we have with New Year's resolutions, and to be honest, I suck a lot at New Year's resolutions. But looking at my notes and the resolutions I made for the last years, I realized that my approach was a bit off considering my future self and my purpose profile. So for those of you that don't know what the future self is, the future self is a tool I use, or we use at My Purpose Academy, to have a clearer approach to what we actually want to achieve in life. Basically, you start projecting and visualizing how you want to be when you are 10 years, 20 years, 50 years older. Personally, I like to imagine what my eulogy will be. Suppose I die, and my best friends or my wife or my children give the speech at my funeral. What is it that I want them to tell about me? With this idea in mind, I create a profile, and I am a bit more deliberate about the vision, the mission I have, and especially the objective that I want to achieve, and how I am going to measure my success. So personally, as Mana, I want to pursue this specific objective, which is making purpose entrepreneurship the new norm globally. And the way I am measuring it is by the number of entrepreneurs with purpose that are leading purpose-driven companies or organizations. And this number is huge, it's big. It's 100 million purpose entrepreneurs. So Future Mana contributed to educate, help, support 100 million purpose entrepreneurs to build and run their purpose-driven companies that grow the pie for us all and thus make the world a better place. How am I now translating this into this year's resolutions? What I notice looking at my past year's resolutions is that 1 year is sort of too long and too short of a period of time at the same time. Let's start with why I considered it to be too long. Well, the problem with thinking for the whole year 2022 ahead is that a lot that can happen in 1 year, 12 months that I cannot foresee. And Corona and the COVID pandemic in the last two and a half years clearly showed that. We actually do not have this capability to actually foresee the future. So this is why I think that trying to make a New Year's resolution for the whole year ahead is sort of too ambitious. Why do I think that it is also too short of a period of time? Well, this has to do with this compounding interest effect. It is attributed to Bill Gates to have said that we overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year and underestimate what we could achieve in 5 years of continuous progress. So imagine that you are able to grow just 5% or maybe 8% in a year. This does not look like much compared to last year's state or status quo. But if you do this over, let's say, 5 years, then the difference is huge. Hence, what we need is consistency. We need to be able to work continuously on something. And 1 year just seems to be too short. And if we want to make significant progress in 1 year, we are at risk of burning out because we have to put so much effort into it to make it feel like significant. So what is the solution now, you may ask? Well, it's quite simple and a bit counterintuitive because it takes into account all these different aspects, like how foreseeable is the future, and at the same time, how am I able to make significant progress? And my approach is, I have my future self profile. Who do I want Mana to be at the end of his life? Maybe I can even take, if you feel not comfortable with developing like a life goal, you can start just defining who you want to be in 10 years. And then I ask myself, which actions, activities can I undertake or engage with within the next 3 months that make a contribution to this long-term goal or objective and that drive the results, which is, in my case, 100 million entrepreneurs with purpose. This has a nice effect, which is it sets the focus because I only have 3 months, hence I cannot lose too much time with things that are not really driving results. But at the same time, it also eases the burden because I only need to stick to something for 3 months. Then I recapitulate, evaluate, did it actually drive the results? Is it really the thing I want to do? And then I can do either both things, which is adapt my long-term vision and change it, or I can adapt my strategy and then take the next 3 months to try something else. In my concrete case, I now have 3 months to drive growth. I want to have 40 community members, and I have a set of initiatives like this video, which I believe will contribute to the growth of the platform. And I will do this for 3 months. And if it doesn't drive growth, then at the end of March, I will take 1 week and reconsider how things went. And then I have the months April until June to try something else. This gives me a lot of flexibility, and instead of sticking to one goal, one objective, or one result for the whole year, I have now the flexibility to change in between and use data and use feedback to adapt my plan accordingly, because in the end, what I want is to make purpose entrepreneurship the new norm in entrepreneurship globally, and I want to drive the result of 100 million purpose-driven entrepreneurs. So this is my approach to New Year's resolutions. Your takeaways are: don't get stuck with this really false mindset and this approach that does not take into account our cognitive abilities, and of course it also doesn't take into account our purpose and who we want to be and what we want to achieve in life that is meaningful to us and other people. So I encourage you to do 2 things. use a future self profile generator if you're a member of the community. If not, just take pen and paper and write down who do you want to be at the end of your life. Then, with this profile of your future self in mind, think about the next 3 months. What can or should you do during the next 3 months that will drive results? And then go for it, evaluate at the end, and if necessary, adapt. So this is it. I hope this content is helpful and gives you more peace of mind when it comes to rocking 2022 with purpose. See you next week.